Hi everyone! So my name is Sia and I'm here to do another reaction. Today I'm going to be reacting to Chasing Sunsets episode 1 and 2. So I'm really looking forward to this. I actually contacted Camp Avenue Studios yesterday to ask them if I could do the reaction because I wanted to make sure that I was allowed to do that. And they told me that they were looking forward to my reaction. So shout out to you guys if you are watching this. I'm really excited to jump into it and find out what it's all about. I heard that it tackles on mental health, so I'm really interested to see how you guys actually go around that and how you dive into it. So yeah, I'm gonna start watching it now. Thanks for tuning in.
Chasing Sunsets ay isang fictional series na isinulat mismo ng isang taong clinically diagnosed ng depression and anxiety.
Tinatalakay ng series na to ang mga real-life breakdowns, triggers, at disintegration ng realidad at hallucination na nangyayari sa mismong taong with mental health condition.
Nais po naming bigyang paalala ang mga taong pwedeng matrigger sa aming programa.
Kung ikaw ay mayroong pinagdadaanan at maaaring maapektuhan sa aming series, hindi po namin hinihikayat na ipagpatuloy ang panonood. Sa lahat ng aming manonood, patnubay at gabay ay kinakailangan.
Kami po ay mga advocates ng mental health awareness at naniniwala po kami na ang series na ito ay makapagbibigay ng liwanag at halaga sa mga taong nakakaranas ng mabigat sa buhay. Ito na ang simula upang ikaw ay marinig ng mga pinagkakatiwalaan mong tao.
Naniniwala kaming makakayanan mo ito.
Huwag kalimutang tumawag sa mga mental health hotlines o kaya na may kausapin ang magulang, kaibigan, counselor o mga pinagkakatiwalaan mong tao. Maraming salamat po.
So I'm just gonna pause here before we go into it. So with that introduction, the little intro at the start, I just want to say that I super appreciate it. We need a lot of mental health awareness advocates because there aren't many people these days who are actually willing to show mental health and the very real struggles that people with mental illness actually endure. Particularly during this pandemic, in a time like this when mental health issues are kind of coming to light because of increased isolation and where suicide rates have skyrocketed. Actually, as someone who has been diagnosed with depression and other illnesses, I just want to say that this is so important to me. I consider myself a mental health advocate as well. I'm very open talking about therapy, trying to normalize mental health, mental illness, trying to raise awareness of it because a lot of people have so much stigma. And so I just want to say thank you all. I haven't seen how you depict it yet, but that introduction acknowledge how sensitive the topic is, and that's what I want to see more of, and so I think that was really, it was interesting. So I'm really curious to see how you guys are going to tackle this, and if any of you guys are triggered by topics of mental health and mental illness or depictions of mental illness, please don't watch it. But if so, continue. So let's continue watching.
In love, sacrifices are inevitable.
Sacrifices are inevitable. That's true.
Sometimes it almost kills us. But there's also love that will wake us up in our hallucinations. Because love accepts us with no conditions. In love, all of us are equal.
That's true.
Just keep on marching through and watch your dreams come true. Don't be afraid to fly, and together.
Intro is such this. Oh my god, the pride flag. That reminds me, I really want to buy a pride flag. I actually don't own one. Although I'm part of the community, the fact that I don't own a pride flag is just almost offensive to myself. Chasing Sunsets.
I miss you! Apakaganda naman talaga. Before anything else, syempre, bibigay ko sa'yo itong mga dapat mong pirmahan. Salamat! Cheche? It's been a while! Bakit yun? Bakit nakakapag-duty ka na? Huwag mo naman akong binubola. Nako. Ate, dun lang tayo sa totoo. Napakaganda mo naman talaga. Tantanan mo ako,
She is.
Cheche.
She really is
Kakakulang
beautiful.
eh. Yan na yan. Pag pinuri kita, ate.
For loving me. For understanding me. For accepting me. Anyway, mag-sunbathing ako later since tapos ko naman na itong binabasa ko. Sumama mo ko, please.
Alam mo namang ayaw ko sa araw.
Kaya nga hapon ko gagawin. Sige na, please. After nang maligo tayo na.
1 week pa tayo dito. Magsasawa ka niyang kakalangoy.
Hindi ako magsasawa. Alam mo kung bakit?
Bakit?
Siyempre, kasama ka.
Of
Ikaw
course.
na, please.
That's such a classic line.
Uy! Kamusta? I miss you.
Ba't ka nga pala nandito?
Dumaan lang kami from Ilocos shoot and then change set, of course. Gusto ko kamustahin yung best friend ko. Napakaganda. How are you?
Thanks. Eto, okay naman. Coping up with COVID pa rin. It's like, lahat ng plans namin.
I like that this is set during the pandemic,
Sakto, no? Sumakto pang
so it's very relevant and timely.
Anyway, where's Zoe? How's Zoe?
Mental health and COVID in the same sentence is a mood.
Gina?
Alis na kayo?
Kailangan lang umalis. Sorry.
Okay, sige.
Uy,
Ang bilis.
ang bilis kasi. Pero catch up soon ha. Bawi ako sa'yo. Love you.
Bye-bye. Ingat kayo ha.
Yes!
Hello, ma'am. Ay, sorry po sa storbo. Kayo po ba si Miss Lara?
Yep. Why?
ECQ po kasi ang La Union. So, bali hindi na po kayo makapag-travel and maabutan din po kayo ng lockdown.
Actually, nabasa ko nga kanina na ECQ na din ng Manila. Okay.
So, bali hindi na po kayo makapag-travel and maabutan din po kayo ng lockdown.
Actually, nabasa ko nga kanina na ECQ na din ng Manila. Okay lang ba if magstay kami dito until ma-lift yung ECQ?
Of course, ma'am. Diyos ko, bigyan ko pa kayo ng discount. Akong bahala sa inyo. Anyway, ma'am, in-inform ko lang kayo and enjoy po. Bye! Naku! Naka-swimsuit
She's so over
din
the
siya,
top,
ate.
and I love
Huwag
it.
kang magpatalo dyan. Mas maganda ka pa din. Mas sexy. Mas sa lahat ng bagay.
Ano ka ba, Cheche? Siya ba yung nag-iisang camper natin?
Oo.
Punta ka na nga dun. Paayos mo na yung bonfire para mamayang gabi.
Sinasabi ko lang. Noted, bye. Bye!
Oh my god. I love that there's literally so much bloody space on the beach and she's she chooses that one spot right next to Lara. Like, what a mood. That is something I would do.
By the way, I'm Farah.
I'm Lara. Camper ka din?
She's totally into her.
I run this campsite.
Oh, wow.
Wow ka dyan. We're like, stressful kayo magkaroon ng negosyo. Especially ngayon. Lockdown. Ikaw, ano work mo?
Ako? I'm trying to be a writer.
Same.
Meaning,
I write poetry and stuff, but
Meaning, wala pa akong na-achieve sa
I don't have any achievements.
So, what do you write?
Poems,
She writes poems.
prose,
Same. Prose.
at kung ano nung kagagahan sa buhay ko.
Would you let me read some of your work sometime?
Sure ka? Baka busy ka besides they're not good. Baka magsayang ka lang ng oras.
I mean it. I wanna read what's in your mind.
Alright.
Do you wanna join me for a swim?
Sure.
Oh, this is this is lovely. They seriously have chemistry. Too bad it seems like Lara's in a relationship, I think, with that man.
So, what's your sign?
Pisces. February 20. Ikaw?
Virgo.
I'm a Virgo as well. Yay. You know, at first I was a bit iffy about the color palette because it's very like grey. It's like a grey film over everything. So a lot of the darker colors are dulled, and the brighter colors stand out. But now I like it. It really matches the whole tone, the solemn kind of tone that the show is taking. Is that me, or does this guy, like her boyfriend, does he seem a bit awkward?
I feel like I've known her.
Like, he doesn't seem very affectionate.
Pareho kayong Virgo.
Or maybe that's just me.
She's September 22, and you're September 2, diba? Wait lang.
Ikaw, kumusta ka dyan sa Manila? Pag-ingat, huwag mo na maglalabas.
Mahirap din, ma'am. Siyempre, sa trabaho ko, araw-araw kaming may live program. Siyempre, mahirap din. Hindi kami makapag-field work. Hindi kami makapag-out of town. Mahirap.
Oo nga. Anyway, nag-cancel na rin ako ng mga events dito.
Why are all the actresses gorgeous?
Totoo, ma'am. Dapat mag-ingat ka dyan. Lalo na mahirap na at bawal tong mga group gatherings kineso na to. Anyway, babalik ka pa ba ng Manila after ma-live?
Oo naman. May mga pending transactions pa ako dyan eh.
Sige, pakisabi na lang kay Zoe, pag nagkamustahan man lang kayo. Pakisabi na sobrang miss na miss ko na siya, okay?
Yes, will do. Ingat kayo dyan, ma'am siya. Mwah.
Bye!
Oh my god, this is actually
my best all the time.
this is actually hitting me.
All the
I know what that feels like.
time.
Especially when you have a mental illness. You do everything you can and it still doesn't work.
You are strong, Lara. You've been so strong. Ambitious, strong-spirited. Kaya nga mahal na mahal kita, di ba?
Hindi mo ako
Is it
naiintindihan.
me or does Dominic seem really awkward? Like he was sitting like a meter away from her, bro. Who the hell does that?
I'll get you some water.
That was weird.
Lara? Are you okay?
Same.
Okay lang ako.
Ikaw ba yung umiiyak at sumisigaw kanina?
Sorry. I'm just...
It's okay. No need to explain, but do you mind?
No. Halika. Soothing mo rin ng coffee?
Yeah. I can't live without coffee. So, do you want to talk about it?
No. I'm okay. I'm just releasing something. I-realize ko lang kanina. Dami na palang commonalities ng boyfriend ko. He's Virgo. You're Virgo. And he also likes to drink his coffee. Minsan ako, 3-4 pa nga yun eh.
I like how shocked she looks when
What?
she realizes.
May boyfriend ka?
Yep, he's here. Kasalubong pa ata kayo.
What? Wala ka namang kasama all this time na nandito ka.
No. Siya nga yung nakasalubong mo bago ka umupo dito. Siya rin yung kasama ko sa hut. I've been with him all the time.
I'm 100% sure. Wala akong nakasalubong, Lara. I even saw
Oh my
you
God,
kanina
don't-
sa dining.
Don't tell
You're
me.
all alone. Even sa hut. Wala kang kasama.
Shit. Oh my god. What do I feel like? What do I feel like that was hinting at the fact that her boyfriend is a hallucination? And that look of like shock on Lara's face, like she knew but she was just trying to like fool herself into believing that he was truly there. I don't know, I think she might be schizophrenic. And she might be having like an episode. But wow, I didn't expect that. Like, I mean, there were hints throughout it now that I think back on it. Like, the fact that her boyfriend was a bit, like, cold and he was a bit awkward. And, like, when he passed Farah and, like, she didn't even look at him, I found that a bit weird. Like, the fact that he turned and stared right at her, but she didn't even look back. I really like where the show is going. Like, the direction that it's heading in. I think, especially if they're tackling schizophrenia in this, like solely or like more mental illnesses, I really like that, because nobody really talks about schizophrenia or represents it in the media. So I think this is a powerful thing for them to do. But yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes. So I'm gonna watch episode 2, Truth and Lies. I'm really excited, you know, to just see where they're heading with it.
Sinasabi mo bang sinungaling ako?
No, it's not like that, Lara.
Wala lang talaga akong makita kasama mo dito. Meron nga! Meron akong kasama dito!
Bakit yung reaction mo? Hindi kita ginudge. I didn't mean to offend you.
Shit.
Don't ever talk to me like I'm crazy!
No, she's
Hindi ako
definitely
sinungaling!
having an episode. Is that medication? What medication is that? Causes something? I don't know. I'm just gonna pause here and just say something. I like that. I think the show is trying to show the fact that she's taking medication for a mental illness. They're trying to normalize taking medication to treat your mental illnesses, and I really appreciate that because I also take medication, and there's nothing to be ashamed about when you take medication to treat a mental illness. It's just simply another treatment, you know. It just means that your brain needs the right chemicals to balance it out to help you feel better. And yeah, there are a few issues around it, like the fact that it masks symptoms, but it doesn't actually not cure, but treat the underlying issues that have caused the mental illness. But sometimes taking medication can really, really help others, especially if it's combined with psychotherapy, which is what I do as well. So yeah, I love that they're showing that people with mental illnesses, they do actually take medications in some circumstances, depending on who the person is in their situation. It's really, really important that we reduce the stigma around taking medication to treat your illnesses. Because having a mental illness is like having a physical illness, except that people don't believe you unless they can see it, unless they can physically see an injury or an illness. That's why it sucks. But I love that they're kind of reducing that stigma. That's powerful. Let's continue. Sorry, I'm really exhausted. We just found out on the news that Victoria is going back into stage 4 lockdown. So online schooling, yay, for another month. And I'm just tired because I'm so emotionally drained. Because my mental health will definitely get worse because of online schooling, being in lockdown for longer until September 13th in the least. And yeah, because I'm all the way here in Australia and I'm in Victoria, which is a hotspot state right now, and it was declared a state of disaster earlier today. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. Anyways, let's hop back into this. So I guess it's kind of relevant since it's on the topic of mental health. Let's watch. I'm actually curious what medication she takes. Because I might know it. Oh, isn't that an antipsychotic? I know that. I've heard of it. It's used to treat schizophrenia? I was right. She might have schizophrenia.
Antipsychotic.
Oh yeah, it is an antipsychotic. That actually makes sense because because she might have manic depression. Most people with manic depression, or also known as bipolar, most people with manic depression experience delusions as a symptom, especially when the condition is really bad. So it kind of makes sense if you look at it from a
Hi,
psychological kind of
Farah. Good
perspective.
morning. Kumusta?
I'm fine naman, Doc. I just want to ask you something. What is quetiapine and risperidone?
Okay. Quetiapine and risperidone, Farah.
Oh, she takes two
Pag
medications.
kinasify mo siya sa gamot, these are antipsychotics na nakakatulong sa mga pasyenteng diagnosed with bipolar, major clinical depression,
Destigmatize taking medication for your
schizophrenia.
mental illness.
Yun yung mga
Period.
one of its common uses.
Salamat sa information, Doc, ha?
Bakit mo natanong, Farah?
I just want to ask if what's the best thing I can do for my
Oh my
friend.
god. We love supportive friends.
Okay, if she's taking, well, if he or she is taking either of the medicine, of course, pag-remind sa kanya ba na kailangan, importante yung pag-take ng medications plus the support that you can give her or
Facts.
him. That's very important.
Facts.
Kasi sa isang individual na nagsasuffer from a mental health condition, yung support coming from friends and
Yes.
family is important. Yung kalinga
Agreed.
at saka yung safe space kung saan siya pwedeng maging siya lang and can
Yes.
I have faith na matutulungan ko siya.
definitely, and she's so lucky to have you. So continue mo lang being a good friend and keep going lang. So anytime you need me, para call ka lang sa akin. I'm just
Can I just say I love the fact that she called her doctor just so she could ask
Yes,
about
Doc.
that.
Salamat po.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doc.
Akin na yan. Just do. Tangina! Nagmukha akong baliw dahil sa'yo! Ba't di ka ba kasi bumalik kagabi dun sa bonfire area?
Naiya ako dun sa Farah. Tsaka, nakita ko naman kumalma ka nung tumabi sa'yo si Farah.
So, nakita mo lang akong kalmado? Iwan mo na lang ako ng ganun-ganun? Ganun ba yun?
Galit ka na naman. Kumalma ka nga lang. Sorry na, okay? Sorry.
Bakit ka ba kasi nagkukulong dito sa hut? Hindi ka man lang lumabas!
Lumalabas naman ako.
Punyeta!
Six days. Gosh, that would be hell.
Good morning.
Good morning.
May I? So, how are you? Kumusta kayo dito? So far?
Okay naman. I'm really sorry for what happened a few days ago. I bet you already have an idea of what's happening.
I'm sorry.
Nakita mo na yung meds ko, so I no longer have nothing to hide.
Are you comfortable talking about it? Are you sure?
Something else, normalize having conversations about mental health to your friends.
What's your
This is so important. Support is so important. Giving them a comfortable space to talk about their feelings is so important.
I have depression and
Same love. I have that too.
I have my triggers, kaya bigla-bigla na lang ako nagkakaroon ng breakdowns. Just like the last time. Sa bonfire.
Right. So, how are you now? Feeling better?
Yep. I am just working with something.
Can I hear it?
Sure. Pero di pa tapos. So,
I love the fact that Lara found out I love the fact that Farah found out that she... Let
what
me
if
just
your
listen to this
world
poem
will
first.
never collide in mine? Will the universe give us a chance? If your choices are made to be for you only, will I ever have patience to wait until you do?
Wow.
Yeah, I wanted to say, can I say that I love that Farah found out she's taking medication and she's not like put off by it, because I know a lot of people have a lot of stigma and they think there's something wrong with us. But there really isn't anything wrong with us. We just need a little more support than other people, and that there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm really sorry for what happened, Farah.
So I love that she's really super supportive.
Lang yun. I'm really surprised that someone like you, with a
Oh.
beautiful and gentle soul, gets to have a mental challenge.
It's always the good ones.
Well, what you see.
True, what you see is not always what it seems. Like, someone could be they could appear to be the happiest person ever, but inside they're deeply hurting. Mental illness has many faces.
Wala namang bago sa galawan ni Rafael.
Who's Raphael?
Bago. Nung buntis ako, ayaw niya
Oh.
ako panindigan. Ngayon lumaki na yung bata, tsaka niya kukunin sa akin.
Hindi ka ba masaya sa ginagawa ni Rafael ngayon? At least, ginagampanan niya
She's a kid. I'm guessing Zoe's her child.
Ako lang naman to para sa bata.
Hmm.
Mahirap lumaki na walang ama.
Kailangan niyo pag-usapan yan. Madaming damay dito for sure. Mga lola.
I wonder what happened.
Panigurado.
Yeah. Most likely.
Rafael,
Oh, bakit?
asan si Zoe?
Natutulog.
Ang ganitong oras? Late na. Gising yan mamayang gabi.
Pakialam mo ba? Para pwede ba wag mo akong tuturuan kung paano kung alagaan yung
Why is he
anak ko?
so passive aggressive?
Ah, wow! Ikaw pa may ganang magalit sa
Yeah,
akin?
you tell him.
Eh, naalala ko lang naman kayo nag-aalaga sa kanya.
Bakit ka ba tumawag, ha?
Just answer her, asshole.
Rafael, masyado atang mahaba ang summer para magstay dyan si Zoe.
Sounds like they're
Seryoso ka ba?
co-parenting.
Eh, ngayong summer ko na nga lang siya makakasama.
Alam mo, Rafael, nakakapagtaka at huwag mong mamasamain. Pero kailan ka pa nagpakaama kay Zoe?
Anong ibig mong sabihin, ha?
Na kayong malaki na siya, tsaka ka magkaka-interes sa kanya?
Gusto ko lang naman na lumaki si Zoe na may kinikilalang ama.
Tangina, Rafael. Di ba ikaw nga yung may balak ipalaglag yung bata ng una pa?
Ang gago naman. Para alam mo, ang bata pa natin noon. Ang bata ko pa. Hindi pa ako ready sa
Do you
responsibility.
think she was?
Eh bakit ngayon malaki na si Zoe? Tsaka mo siya kukunin? Alam mo, kaya ako kinakabahan. Kasi hindi ko alam kung maayos ba ang trato niyo sa kanya.
Gago ka talaga, no? Ha? Ako pa pagbibintang mo na pangit yung trato namin sa kanya? Para, baka nakakalimutan mo, ha? Ikaw tong tomboy. Para babae yung anak natin, babae. So ano? Ano ituturo mo sa kanya para ano? Katombo yan, ha? Katombo yan?
Huwag mo ginadamay ang kasarian ko sa pag-aalaga ko sa bata. Hindi dahil lesbian ako. Masama na akong
Yes,
ina.
queen.
Hindi dahil
Mhm.
lesbian ako.
You tell him.
Mapapabayaan ko na anak ko. Hindi
Mhm.
dahil lesbian ako. Wala na akong karapatang maging ina.
Corona. Homophobic dickbag. Shit. Wait, I should. Homophobic trash. I'm just gonna pause here and just say, like, she's so right. Like, I love that they're addressing this. Just because you are a lesbian, just because you are gay, just because you are bisexual, just because you don't love with the norm, does not mean that you do not have the right to be a parent, does not mean that you're somehow a worse parent than other people, does not mean that you're going to influence your kids. In fact, you're probably going to give them a more safer space to be open with their own sexuality and to experiment. And so yeah, if you think that just because someone's lesbian, just because someone's gay, just because they're maybe transgender even. Just, if you think that, then I'm just, that ain't it, chief. Like, that ain't it. Everyone has a right to be a parent, regardless of their sexuality. No, everyone has a right to be a parent. The only people who don't deserve to be parents are people who mistreat their children, people who neglect their children, people who can't take care of their children. Other than that, everything else, screw all that shit. So I'm glad they touched on that, because we have people like that in society who genuinely believe people who are on the LGBT plus spectrum don't deserve to have to be able to raise children. Same thing with same-sex marriage. They think that 2 men cannot raise a child, 2 women cannot raise a child. That 2 people of the same gender cannot parent a child because they're sinful, whatever that shit is. So yeah, I really commend you all for touching on that and having Farah kind of fight back and take back her power by saying, just because I'm lesbian doesn't mean that I don't know how to parent my own kid. That was powerful. Continue.
He's going to be your good.
What does Dominic look like? He constantly has a pout on his face. It's cute, but also awkward in the context.
Ang layo-layo mo.
Paano?
Para kitang inaabot. Hindi ko alam. Hindi ko maintindihan. Kinakabahan ako.
Oh, this is really sad. Oh. She's sleepwalking? Oh my god, why does Farah look so good? Wait, focus. Oh shit. She does not look like she's... She looks like she's dissociating. Or sleepwalking. One of those.
Lara! 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 Just keep on marching
Wow.
through
Wow.
and watch your dreams come true.
I don't even know what to say. Like, this whole episode, like the last 2 episodes, like these have been really, really powerful and like moving and also really, really relevant. And they also discuss really like serious issues in society regarding mental health, perceptions of mental health, and also support from friends and family. So it hits close to home for me because, and maybe for a lot of you, because I know that feeling of being exhausted of trying to get better and then constantly being let down by yourself, you know, because recovery is not linear, you know. It's like this really jaggedish line. Like one day you could be feeling like maybe you've really overcome this, maybe you've moved forward, and then the next day you're back to square one, back to feeling like you're all alone in the world, and that you're the only one who's going through this. They're tackling mental health issues. They're representing what the struggle is like, because it is a very real struggle for a lot of us. People don't realize that. Some of us could have a mental illness and be coping very well. Seriously, we could just be going out, going to school, going to work, living a very productive life, you know, because we're high functioning. But then some of us are low functioning. We might be really impacted by our mental illness, and it really affects our relationships with people, and it really affects our productivity levels. Like for me, I struggle with being demotivated all the time, so it takes me a lot more time than other people to get things done, which is why I'm like a chronic procrastinator. So I'm saying, like, I love that they're depicting that in the show, that there are varying levels of well-being when you have a mental illness or just with mental health issues, broadly speaking. Like that, like one moment you see her sunbathing on the beach, you know, she's happy. The next moment you see her shouting at a fire, you know, kind of like releasing all that frustration and desperation. It's powerful. And yeah, so I just want to say, like, I'm really looking forward to the next reaction video. I hope you enjoyed this video with me, and if you like it, please subscribe, like, comment, and tell me how you felt about this episode down below. And yeah, so I'll see you all at my next reaction video. Thank you to the person on Twitter for recommending this show. It's really powerful and I love it so far. So bye everyone. I'll link down the original episode below so you can watch it if you want. Bye bye. Sending love from Australia. Stay safe and healthy. Make sure to wear a mask, please. Protect others and protect yourself. And I'll see you soon. Bye bye.